Alright, hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today's Valentine's Day, so probably this video will probably be out tomorrow, but hopefully everybody had a great Valentine's. If you're single, I guess you still got your Reef tank because you're watching this video, so there's that. So give some love to the tank. But, alright, jump right in. I know you guys probably clicked on this video because of the title, and you know, it's kind of crazy, but I'll get to that in a little bit. First, I wanted to kind of tell you guys what I picked up over the past weekend. And I haven't done a video in a while because one, the tank hasn't really changed. I've been kind of on cruise mode. And two, you know, I didn't really pick up anything new, but finally some new stuff has been happening, so I can give you guys an update on that now. So you'll notice that I have these little two frag rags here and this rock down here near the sand bed. That's because I picked up another shipment from Reef Cleaners. I was trying to replenish the cleanup crew as well as pick up some stuff to help with algae management. Look at them, they're acting so good now on camera. He's like eating the algae, but they're never like that really. But anyways, I picked up a bunch of these blue-legged hermit crabs, roughly 20 of them. I did notice in the past, whenever I have these blue-legged ones, they don't really last too long inside my tank. And I'm not sure if it's because the scarlet-legged ones, the red guys, are eating them off, or you know, their life span is just that short. But yeah, I picked up those guys, some assorted ones. I'm not really sure what type they are. They look pretty different from the ones I usually get. As well as a bunch of snails, so I picked up some little like tiny Nacerius snails, 2 turbos, and I picked up 5 more pito crabs. So I think in the past year I've tried roughly 7 pito crabs, but in the end I've only had like 1 alpha who's really made it out alive. So this time I'm trying 5 more. They're a little bit smaller, but I'm hoping that they will survive this time around. So far I've seen 2 or 3 of them. I don't know where the rest have. During the day they hide like under the sand, so it's kind of hard to spot them out. As for the turbo snails, 1 just came in like straight up dead. So we had a cold front in Texas, and I think Reef Cleaners is based out of Florida, so it's kind of warmer down there I bet, but those guys didn't make the trip. 1 bag was already like brown and it smelled so bad. Like I didn't even bother to open up that bag. I didn't dare to. But the other guy, he looked like he was okay, so I put him in the tank, hoping that he will survive. But it's been roughly like 2 days now and he hasn't moved, so he might be a goner too. So I might flip him over and see if either he moves or the other guys start cleaning him up. But yeah, I picked them up to help with the, I've been battling bulba algae, so that's why I got the pitos. And I got a bunch of just like turf algae. I'm seeing if anything will eat it really. So far I do see my tank kind of picking on it, but it's like the little ones. So to give more info on the rock, as I mentioned in the past videos, I've been doing hydrogen peroxide, I'm not going to say dip, but spot treatment on this rock. It has been working, but I never stay on top of it enough, and it kind of like regrows. So this time I'm like, you know what, I need to just up the dose or the potency on this peroxide spot treatment. So what I did was I took this rock out. I have these little what you call them, like little baggies for frags. I covered these 2 like little hats, and I straight up did spot treatment with hydrogen peroxide. I didn't dilute it or anything. So I left it on there for roughly 2 minutes. Kind of did a little wash with the tank water to kind of squeeze as much peroxide out as possible. I didn't want all that coming back into the tank because yeah, I did put a good chunk or a good amount of peroxide on them, so I didn't want any bad effects to happen to the tank. But yeah, it's killed off a bunch of the tough turf algae, and I'm having my fish and these little hermits kind of get on this rock and they're cleaning up the rest. So that's good. In the past, I didn't cover my frags, and I think some of the other like diluted peroxide dip splashed onto this red acro, and it did leave some like burn spots where the tissue kind of melted, but luckily it was healthy enough to recover from that. So I'll probably do 1 more because it looks like it's working really good. I'll do 1 more spot treatment, and hopefully that's it, and this rock can finally go back to where it was, because I only kept it in the front, so I have easier access to it other than the back. Alright, so yeah, that's getting that out of the way. That's why it looks very funky down on this right side of the tank. Moving on to the other addition I got. Lower the brightness a little bit. I traded with a local reefer for this pink lemonade frag, as you guys can see, is very well encrusted. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot bigger than I thought. I traded for a piece of my Pinky the Bear, and I cut out a chunk of my Miyagi tort for one of his zoas. I felt kind of bad because my Pinky the Bear, even though it was like encrusted pretty well, it was still a small frag, maybe like half of this size. But you know, he was cool about it, and he wasn't really looking to. I asked him if he was trying to start a farm to like sell stuff, but he was more of a collector. He doesn't have a display tank, but he has a frag tank. But he doesn't sell anything; he just likes to collect. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And yeah, we might be trading for more stuff in the future. I said I'll let him know if my other stuff grow out. They're still kind of like small frags. Sorry about that, guys. My voice is kind of giving up, so I went to get some water. But yeah, did a little trade there. I have some other frags on here. Didn't want to give them because I just like cut them, so I wanted to make sure that they're good and healthy. So I'm waiting for these guys to encrust a little bit, and I'll probably try to sell some off locally. I have a bunch of purple monsters, as you guys can see. I have a grow out plate in my frag tank where I like cut off the little polyps, but man, this guy has been taking over this rock. So it's like one thing about Zoa is like sometimes you just get that one that totally takes over. So Wolverines are growing in pretty nicely. This little like golden hornet never really took off. I forgot what this one was called, like SSB Aphrodite. I forgot the name of it, but so far the purple monsters have really dominated this side of the tank. And there I have my Mind Tricks. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There's that there. GMK. I got these all at the same time, by the way. Mind Trick, GMK, and Exospheres. You guys can probably tell which one's the most expensive one because of how slow it grows. So yeah, there's that guy. Another look at my Exosphere colony. Doing really well. So yeah, I'm letting those grow out. Probably sell them to local reefers to make some money back so I can, unfortunately, pay back the IRS this year. Alright, so moving on to this left side of the tank. Torch is doing pretty well. Do have some here. A red sponge has been growing on these guys, and let me see if I can turn up the brightness. Yeah, that guy there is like such a nuisance. It's like growing under my frag racks and onto like my corals. So it's like pretty annoying. It's like a super weird sponge too because whenever I take it out of the water to scrub it off, it gives off a very like distinct smell. So yeah, it's not my favorite thing to deal with too. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. In the past, it was under these two racks. I totally took it out and like left it out in the sun for like a few days, then scraped off what remained. But yeah, there's green torches. I'll probably sell off a few of these single or double heads, and I keep this main guy here. Just a torch, doing great as usual. Dragon Tamers also doing great, recovering from losing probably like half of the colony, to be honest. But luckily, this half is still very healthy. All right, we can finally get into the story of what happened. All right, so one day I was like walking past the tank, and I noticed that my female clown was kind of moving very like I don't know what the right word is. Let me try to think the best word. Erratically, kind of like, you know, darting around, struggling. I was like, oh, what the heck is going on? So I looked down and I noticed that, you know, blue mandarins, their mouths are like super small. So his mouth was latched onto the side of my female clown. It's kind of like on her side, like under her little fin. So I was like, oh my god, what the heck is going on here? So I kind of like freaked out. And I didn't have time to pull out my camera. So I just whipped out my phone real quick, recorded a little snippet so at least I have some proof of what happened. I tried to put it up right now. And I tried to take out as much of the blue as I can. But yeah, I didn't even have time to find my filter. Just took it real quick, just wanted to separate them. And yeah, so afterwards I took off the tank, or the lid, sorry, separated them. And my female immediately like darted to the back of the other big Ghani to kind of like hide. And the Mandarin, he just like, he was looking like super angry, you know, like whenever they kind of get mad, they flare up their like, I think it's called dorsal fin, that main middle fin, the males do at least. And he's like posted up in this area right here, right next to, I guess I'm gonna call this home base. So yeah, he was there for, I want to say a good 2 or 3 days. He was like on strike. He was camping out right here, doing like a little standoff with the clowns. So it was like, I was like, oh my god. But during that time, I was keeping an eye on them. They didn't really attack each other anymore. It was just like a little standoff. So one thing I did note about what had happened was my clowns had just laid a clutch of eggs, very similar like this. So I wasn't sure if like the Mandarin was passing through. My female attacked him and he like retaliated. So I waited another 2 weeks for whenever they would lay another batch. So that's why I'm making the video now. But since then, everything has been calm. They're cool now, I guess. So I'm not sure what happened. I can't investigate them or interview them because, you know, they can't talk. But so far, my Mandarin has been staying on the right side of the tank. Oh, look, right there. Speak of the devil. Yeah, he's right there. He's been staying on this side. But the one thing that's kind of weird is he always sleeps in this left corner. But during the day, I do see him on the right side more often, or he'll be like up here somewhere. But not really in this front corner anymore. So yeah, that was what happened. Never before heard or seen that a Mandarin. I searched it up on the web. I've not seen a single story of a Mandarin attacking a clownfish. Might be the first, to be honest. And yeah, it's freaky, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Clowns are looking fine. Gonies, look at this one. This is my favorite one. This like pink one. The tentacles have been getting really like long. I love that long tentacle gonies. So yeah, these guys are doing just fine. But yeah, anyways, kind of odd. Just an odd story there. Alright, since one of the mollies here, I just remembered. So initially I had 3 mollies. The black and silver one passed away 2 days ago. And I don't know what happened. I think he was, whenever I looked at the dead body, he was a little like pinched, like his stomach. So I want to say he was getting bullied, but he definitely wasn't getting enough like food. So I will say that like, the big white molly I have, where is he? Oh, he's right here. Yeah, this guy's pretty aggressive. And you see this little one, they're pretty cool. They typically hang around each other, but he does like become a little aggressive, so he like nipped off the tail. But the other molly, I noticed that his body looked fine, but his stomach was just really pinched. So I'm not sure if he had a parasite. And if you look at my male clownfish, he also is like super skinny too. Even though he's like seems healthy, he's over here, you know, being dad and keeping these eggs alive. I do notice that he's been really like skinny, so I've been trying to feed the tank more, but haven't seen really any improvement. So hopefully there's not like a parasite going around inside the tank. But yeah, for the most part, he seems okay. Unfortunately, Black Molly didn't make it. But that has been pretty much the story of this tank. Trying to think of anything else that, oh yeah, I forgot. Another topic I wanted to mention was I've had this Max Spec gyre, the one behind here. Sorry, there's a lot of algae. I need to start cleaning these guys. For this guy, I've been having the same configuration for like the past year and a half because the LED on the controller just does not light up, so it's like impossible to configure. I was supposed to get a replacement from a guy on Facebook Market. He backed out of the deal, gave me my money back. Asked him like, oh yeah, like, you know, what happened? Did you end up selling it? Nothing. He like ghosted me. So at least I got my money back, but unfortunately I was like really hoping I'd get that. So I kind of got sick of it. I went ahead and ordered another Jabao gyre from AliExpress. It had like a massive sale. I picked up a model smaller than this guy. I've noticed that this big one's like super powerful, but I don't run it past like 50. So I picked up a smaller unit that should fit perfectly on this side of the tank. It just cleared custom, so it should be here in like another week and a half. Alright, sorry, once again, my camera died for real this time. With the second battery, so I'm reshooting this other part. So I was talking about sand on, or the dinos on the sand. This is the large cell type of dinos. So there are like good things and bad things about it. One, the good thing about it is it's not toxic. And it doesn't really create like those little bubbles too. Two, the bad thing about it is it looks really bad on the sand. Unfortunately, UV doesn't affect this type because they are in the sand during the night, and during the day whenever my lights first turn on, the sand's like super white, but as the light period progresses, these guys start to come out. And unfortunately, chemicals also won't affect these guys, and I didn't want to do chemicals anyways, but because they're buried so deep in the sand, it really doesn't really affect them. So hopefully by getting the new gyre, it can improve flow on this side of the tank. For some reason, a lot of the dinos is on this left side, where the flow is a little bit weaker, I believe, and the right side, for the most part, it looks really good. Occasionally I have a spot back there that gets like problems behind the Duncan, but I'm taking a peek right now and it doesn't seem like a big issue. So hopefully by doing that we can kill these like little dead spots and maybe improve on that. I've been staying on top of my nutrients. Still doing ammonia dosing as well as some phosphate dosing. I did notice that my phosphate dosing line got clogged up and it wasn't dosing as normal, but I've been feeding the tank pretty often, so I think that's been sufficient enough, and I can tell by the colors of the corals that these guys are doing just fine. Alright, and while I was in the downtime, I like knocked over the turbo stone. Yeah, he's a goner, so the crabs will probably get him here at night. Alright, so this is a little part I forgot to go over. So this is my Pikachu acro. As you guys can see, the color is starting to come back a little bit, but the growth pattern is a little weird. I do notice that the branches are leaning towards the right on the other gyre, so I also hope by getting this new Jabal gyre it can help kind of fix the growth on it. And here's a little quick bonus of my little natural baby torch that has been growing. But that kind of wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.